Operation status quo. Operation status quo. Prepare to engage. Operation status quo. Ready to engage. Operation status quo. Engaged. Engaged. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Operation Status Quo here on a Tuesday. I almost said Wednesday. I'm getting ahead of myself so quickly. I hope this is coming across all right. I mean, yesterday I was buffering a little bit from the beginning of the show, and I noticed like it took a little time for the first couple minutes to show up. Like when they first went back, and when I first went back and viewed it yesterday, it was already like 3 minutes in me talking. I don't know. Sometimes just that connection in the beginning, it all shows good. Everything's green and excellent condition. But anyway, long story short, it is what it is, and I'm here. I just noticed that the way it's counting, I'm looking at my OBS, and I'm up 105, but I'm over here and it's like it's just holding at 54 seconds, but it's not moving, but I'm moving on the screen, so who the hell knows what's going on? Hopefully, I don't know. You know how it is with all this crazy technology and stuff. And a matter of fact, that's basically what we're going to be talking about today, some technology and such. But hello and welcome. Thank you for being here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry to start with, I just get caught up in what's going on. Like I start the show, I'm ready to do the show, but then my attention's diverted because I notice something is happening. And then you know how it is with me, like my brain goes in 36 directions all at once, which is very painful at times, but I do manage to get through it. So thank you for your concern out there. Hello and welcome to Operation Status Quo, ladies and gentlemen, here on a Tuesday. I am Pete Palma, your user-friendly host, and of course, this is Operation Status Quo, the place where we observe the status quo of life, where we learn to flow with the status quo of life, and then, of course, we create our own flow of quo, because that's the only way to go. And that's all we can do in this life, this crazy life out there, is just put a smile on our face and do the best we can to be the best me's that we want to be's, right? The best me's that we want to be's. Be the best you and do what you got to do and be nice to people. I mean, I think that's really all I ever kind of, say. Always sort of remind people, just like, just do what you want to do and be nice and let's stop participating in this bullshit world of lies and abuse. But I feel, I talk about this all the time. I feel very confident in that some changes are on the horizon. And, I'm not going to get into some of the depths of that right now. But, I have talked about it before. I definitely think there's a whole new structure coming. So just hang in there. We're going to keep it light a little bit this week because it is, a holiday kind of, right? Thanksgiving. I always love Thanksgiving, my favorite holiday. And I'm going to try to be nice about it this year because, I always kind of come on and, talk about the genocide of the Native Americans and, the corruption of America and all that kind of stuff. But, America was built on a strong, good, positive foundation. I mean, the intent, really, it's just a matter of like everything else, the powers that be and the evil that, usurps its way, throughout our system and society just kind of takes over and makes everything crap. I mean, it's just the nature of the duality of our existence. I mean, that's all. I guess we can just look at it that way. But anyway, let's not. I'm going way off tangent here. It's over 3 minutes already, and I haven't even. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. As usual, let me give a round of applause. Just got to clear the head out a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. We got to clear it out just a little bit. Easy. You know how it goes in my brain. It's exactly how it goes in my brain. Heyo. So anyway, today, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not aware, is the 21st of November in the good year 2023, and today's program is entitled Pleasantly Programmed. Yes, and this really came on the heels of watching a commercial, I guess I saw for Apple, the Apple Watch, and now like you can just kind of click your fingers together to get the watch to do what. I don't have an Apple Watch, so I don't know, but anyway. It struck me when I saw the commercial, with these people clicking their fingers to do shit on the watch. Like the watch can pick up your movement and all that kind of thing. So, a matter of fact, let me do that first. Let me just speak on it because I did look it up because Apple has the assistive touch. It's called on your Apple Watch. I guess you can download that on. You set it up with your settings. It says here, but basically you can navigate your Apple Watch with hand gestures. So for anyone who's not aware of this, and I'm speaking on it because I'm just speaking from the perspective of technology, which is a wonderful thing, but how, quickly it is, expanded. It's just like, exponentially grown over recent years, and it continues to do so at like this breakneck pace. And it's hard for people not to say just to catch up, but to even take space to understand what it means to, what's actually happening with this implementation of these technologies into our day-to-day lives, and how, like, I basically feel like, they're turning us into, I got to go over here for this one, but they're turning us into, where is it? Hold on. Yes, they're turning us into Darth Vader.
It is pointless to resist.
Because you remember by the end of Star Wars, Darth Vader was mostly a machine, and like that's like what it's happening today, right? So, I mean, it started with I'll go back to this in just one second, but, just to make the point clear of what the hell I'm even talking about today. But, I just look at when the technologies, started. I mean, if we even want to go back to like simple things like, with the 80s, when the Walkman first came out and the headphones, and that might have been in the 70s. I don't know exactly. I remember as a young kid in the 80s, it was just a real big deal to have your Walkman and your headphones. So, that was like kind of like a first step, right? I mean, well, even before that, it was a first step. I mean, the first step really was, bringing TV into people's houses, where all of a sudden, created the space for people to sit, focus. And I mean, there wasn't much on TV in the beginning, but, that was the start of getting people like, used to looking at a screen so as much, like on a daily basis, instead of just maybe going to the movies or whatever they had. And that was probably a step too, right? Because before, people used to do like theater performances and all that type of stuff, like outside and live on stage and all. But then they started making movies and get you sitting in front of a screen. Then they bring the screen, into your house, Then you got phones where you used to not have a phone in your house, one phone in the neighborhood. Now you have your own phone in your house, multiple lines in your house, Then they have the cordless phone where now you can just walk around with the phone, and they just like the headphones. And the headphones turn into, you can put the little cassette in, you can just be in your own world with your headphones. That turns into, earbuds now. Everybody's just with their earbuds. And again, like the phone turns into a cordless phone, which turns into a cell phone, which turns into a computer in your hand, which turns into an Apple Watch. You're wearing it. I'm just saying, it's like step by step. First, you just get you something in your hand to hold all the time, and then the next step is you're wearing it on your wrist, and then you got it plugged in your ears, and then that's when the microchip goes into your brain. Is kind of the next thing. So I find it like it's interesting because the viewpoints here, and what I like to share is like a higher perspective as I see it, or I feel or believe it anyway. Of these of just this manipulation of humanity over a course of time, because these powers that be, don't have an agenda for just 2-3 years out. This is like generational. So this stuff is planned out over, multitudes of years. You got to implement it slowly through generations. You're not just going to be able to make one big switch all of a sudden, right? So it gets to a point now where people are doing this thing with the Apple Watch. So let me go back to this in case you're not aware. And basically you can navigate your Apple Watch with hand gestures. When you raise your wrist, a blue ring around your Apple Watch screen indicates that assistive touch is turned on. To activate assistive touch, clench your fist twice quickly. You can change the color of this virtual signal. Blah 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 blah. After you activate assistive touch, a focus ring appears around the first item on your screen. The ring indicates that you can tap the item via assistive touch. So, basically, and I saw them in the commercial, they were just like, I looked like they were just clicking their fingers, but I guess maybe they're telling you go like this, just do, and then, okay, it'll pop up for you. But so I find it, listen, is it cool and stuff? I mean, I get it. Oh, you just got to look at your watch, just go like this. And, when you really think about it, like, how this is built, designed, what it is and I don't want to be negative about it, because I think technology is a great thing and I'm into it. I got my phone, I'm saying, so I'm not even speaking it that way. I'm really just talking about it from the perspective. I think we should be aware of, like, how intrusive it is in a way of, like, our lives, in the sense of our consciousness and our humanity and our, connection to spirit and source and such. I obviously the technology is great and it's wonderful to have it, but I just think, it's so, and I'm not criticizing, our mainstream population. I'm not criticizing. I mean, I'm not really, because I understand, it's like if I was born, 5-10 years ago and I'd be coming up with all this stuff, I mean, I would just be, I guess I'd be entrenched in it too. I have no idea, but I just what I realized about it again. It's just saying that what the hell was I saying? I was just saying, yeah, how intrusive it is to our connection with source and such. And I think it's important for us to, utilize it, for the benefit that it serves, but not to not for us to serve it in a sense. And I feel like, this is how, of course, the stuff, I do believe, dumbs you down. Like I see it all the time. Like even like when I do things in my neighborhood, like I said, if I go to the pool or I go for a walk or whatever I do. And by the way, I'm still doing my swims. I just want you to know, I do not have a heated pool here in my neighborhood. It's a little chilly, but it's really not that bad. And I've still been able to get out in the pool. Isn't it amazing? It's like close to the end of November and I'm swimming. Heyo. I'm just speaking on that from somebody that's from, originally up north. It's just an amazing thing to me. So I'm like, I'm going to see how long I can keep this going. I might be out there, freezing to death in December. We'll see how chilly it gets down here in beautiful Florida, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, the technology is a great thing. And people are just so zoned into it. And then not only just the technology itself, like the technology, the functionality of using it is great, right? But then, that leads to all the other parameters around it, like the social media and all these different aspects that keep people tied into it all the time. It's like, you're on your phone for Facebook, you're on your phone for Instagram, you're on your phone for YouTube, you're on your phone, right? And so it's more so not the technology itself and the ability to communicate and the ability to, gather information, at your fingertips, all that is wonderful. You have a question, you just Google it. It's like, I always think that too. When I ask somebody something, I go, why am I even asking somebody this question? I should just Google it, right? So I tell my mom all the time, about blah, 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 blah. I don't know. Why don't you just Google it? It's like, which is a good thing. But, I also feel I guess the part of it that gets me the most is the connection with the into the physical. How they're taking this technology, and it's not just it's actually becoming part of your physicality. Like just today, if today is you wear a watch and you can squeeze your hand twice and the watch knows to do something, right? I'm saying it's reading your body. So I mean that's just a step, right? You take it another couple generations out. What is the level of technology then where you probably don't even have a device? I mean, everything probably is internal. I mean, I have no idea, how it'll progress, but it's almost like they're turning us into AI,
It is pointless to resist.
I know, Darth, I know. We're trying to do our best though. And, and the other part of it that I wanted to speak on is that and that's why I entitled the program Pleasantly Programmed, because people, and again, this is not like an indictment, on our mainstream society, although it is an indictment on our mainstream society. I don't mean it against any individuals. Again, the mainstream society is a program that's created to keep us all, afraid, to keep us all separated, to keep us all running in circles so that we never have the time to really connect, to our true selves. And the technology is just an extension of that, right? You have like a crazy mainstream world. People like they're just like zoned into, but whether it be sports or Hollywood or anything, it's just everybody's just so distracted by nonsense. And and again, nothing has to be nonsense. Like movies could be fun and sports could be fun, but it's just the way that it's done. It just really kind of sucks people down and away from the other side, the spiritual stuff, and the connection with source, and being real with yourself, understanding yourself, doing self work to help grow your soul and such. And with these technologies, I mean, when you think about it, like these people, a lot of people, I don't say these people, I want to be, very courteous, because, anyway, but, they'll sell their soul for the latest gadget. Like nobody thinks twice, like, oh, what's the new phone, or what's the new, oh, now I can just click my hand. Like no one thinks of repercussions of, what it means now to, have technology to the level where it can actually interact, with our bodies and stuff, right? And even like, I think the pods or whatever the frig they're called, earbuds, earpod, whatever the frig they're called, the wireless earbuds, right? They're earbuds, right? I don't even have a pair, So anyway, long story short on that, it's like, I just realized like it's become so convenient. Like everybody's just got these things in. Like when I go out walking or wherever I'm going, like everybody's got them in. They got them in. And it's like and their phone's in their pocket, I guess, or whatever. And they're streaming music or whatever they're doing. I don't know. I mean, again, it's not to like begrudge or say, like, I don't know. I'm just different. I don't want something stuck in my ear, like, the headphones on the outside, something on the outside of my ear, I can deal with, but I was never into even when the Apple, before they went wireless and had the little, earbuds that were with the wire that you plugged into the phone and stuff, like I would use them once in a while, but I weren't comfortable. They fall out. I don't know. I just, I like I used to use the other ones that were kind of like a clip, and like it looked like an old, it had like the soft material, like the headphones back in the 80s used to do, and I used to wear that. That was some years ago though. I haven't had it. Those things broke a long time ago. But if I'm listening to music or something, I want it just to play. I either play it out of a Bluetooth speaker or play it out of through the computer. Like I don't want something like apparatus hooked up to me that kind of shuts me out of everything else that's going on around me. And I just think that's the most important takeaway of what I'm talking about with this technology today. Because it's not about bad. Listen, it's not going to go away, right? It's good, and I don't think it should. I think it's great. It's been. The internet. I remember years without the internet. I remember years without cell phones and all that stuff. Do we survive? Absolutely, but has it made a huge difference? Has it made life a totally different way in a way? Yeah, and especially the internet and the ability to connect, even doing something like this on YouTube and such. It's really great. But I just really think, and unfortunately, this is just speaking this way because the powers that be and the way our society is at the current time, they're not going to preach it this way or try to teach it this way. But we should teach everybody about their own personal, self first, about before we do anything to distract ourselves, with any of these things, whether it be whether it's social media, technology, Hollywood, all this, we should start here, of the essence of like our humanity, the essence of our existence, finding space to be able to be with breath and connect to the other side a little bit and, kind of feel the universe. I know it sounds over the top kind of, but true, right? And then if we started from there and say, okay, now, each individual, has this level of self-actualization and such. Now we can start to introduce, some of these other aspects, the technologies and such, and say, well, listen, this is your home right here in this space, of your self-understanding, your growth, your awareness. And then over here we have, we have some fun, we have some technology that's useful and such. But this isn't like number one. This is like, tools, to make life easier or whatever the case may be, to have fun too, but just saying, but we don't really teach things that way. Everything. And that's what really gets me in either. That's just going down. I can go down and down the path, but I just, advertisers and companies, they don't come out with like, at this Thanksgiving, put your phone down. Everyone put their phone down, turn it off and just enjoy your Thanksgiving with your family. Like, they got the next product. They're waiting for you to get to the store first thing Friday morning or whatever to buy the newest gadget and everybody just wants the newest crap and they're so engaged in that stuff and thinking they need that stuff to, especially younger people, right? Like they're coming up, they're building social groups. If anybody socializes anymore, I'm not even sure, but, building social groups, doing, building families and everything, trying to make their way in the world with a job and all that type of thing. And they don't want to be looked at as some, outlier or rogue, rogue in the system. They want to be part of their community. I understand all that. I just think, listen, you guys know who watches the show regularly. You guys know how, where I come from on everything, basically, as far as how I feel about our day-to-day life and how it's really manipulated and such, and I don't want, and I always say there's nothing that's good or bad, right or wrong. Everything is the intent of how it's used and the purpose of it and why you're doing something, and all that type of thing. I just think a lot of people, unfortunately, I was just always lucky in a way because I always just didn't believe anything and always was bucking the system. Like I was in trouble basically as long as I can remember. But, a lot of people don't have that space. They're just like, they're just living every day, with all the crap that's being, spoon-fed to them through our social structure and our, and our mainstream media. So, where's the space to ever learn to have space? And then you come up in a world like today where the technology is so oppressive in a sense that, you can't even, I see little kids with babies, basically, with their tablets and stuff. And, I'm sure these kids today probably have cell phones at 3 years old. I have no idea, but I mean, you don't want to deprive, you don't want to deprive the youth of learning and being able to engage with the world. But at the same time, do we really want to engage with a world that's designed to make us sick and kill us? I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's kind of the quandary I have. But I don't like to get too heavy on it because you guys know, again, just to say no right or wrong, no good or bad. Everything is really, just playing out the way it should. And it happens. It has to be. You have to have these levels of duality so that we can make choices. That's what, why the universe gives us free will to choose whether we are going to follow our life path or not. I mean, it really is up to us. The universe is there to support us, in every way it can, as long as. But we have to do it and we have to choose it, So there's always going to be obstacles in the way to make those choices. Otherwise, there wouldn't be a point in making choices. You wouldn't understand what it is to make a choice, right? So I think technology is great. I want to leave it like this today. Basically, it's a simple kind of thought today. I just really caught me when I saw when I saw the commercial with the people going like this with their thing, and thinking, "Damn, man, it's just like another step." Like now, you move your hand around and it activates the thing, and eventually. I mean, I really don't know how to be. Maybe it'd be like a little cube you hold in your hand, and when you open it up, and you get like something pops up in front of you that you can just interact with. I mean, I guess you talk to the phone. You could say, "Hey Siri" and stuff, and it'll do stuff, right? Let's see if it popped up when I said that. No, it didn't. But I don't know. I just find it. And the other part of it again that I find the most interesting is that people, they're so crazy about getting every last little gadget, that I don't know, it just blows my mind. So anyway, I mean, that's pretty much it. I'm not a gadget guy so much. I have my phone. That's about it. It's I don't have anything fancy in that regard, except for my camera. My cameras I have 2 cameras. This camera, and let's do it today because we haven't done it in a while. It's the close cam. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we got the close cam. We got the close cam. We got the close cam. I will. Mwah! It said, you couldn't probably hear that, but it said, "Kiss me, baby." Let's see here. Hey-o.
Stop yanking my chain.
All right, hold on. Let me go back over to this. Camera 1. The close cam, the close cam. Everybody loves the close cam. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's what I got for you here today. I hope you're having a great week, and, use your technology, but put it aside from time to time. Leave the phone behind, turn the TV off. I don't know, just breathe the air and, do something, that's all I'm saying. Anyway, I'll be back with you. I might even come on Thanksgiving, actually, because I'll be around and I might pop in just to do, not that you would ever, that anybody would watch, I have no idea, but I'll be here. I'll probably be here, but we'll see. Tomorrow we'll do a little, some Thanksgiving fun, and then we'll see what happens for Thursday. But, stay positive out there, like I always say. Be mindful of, what's going on in the world and how they kind of manipulate us into these, paths, and always creating the next thing to take your attention, to separate you further from your truth and such, So always find the space to have that center before, we expand out into the, the periphery of what's happening around us, right? All right. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for your time, as I always do here on Operation Status Quo. And let me go back over here. You know what I want to do, though? I want to do this one more time. I mean, this is a waste of time. I'm really sorry to do this, but just one more time.
It is pointless to resist.
Thank you, Darth. I appreciate it. Good old Darth Vader. See what happened to him with all that? But he turned back to the good side before he was gone. Yes, he did. All right. Is that enough of that? Where's my applause? Get out of here. Hey-o. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again, once again, so much for your time. If you haven't done so, why not? Like, subscribe, share, send this out to your friends, your family, those you love, and, of course, those you despise as well. As you very well know, I love each and every one of you individually as well as a group. God bless you out there, and until tomorrow, Operation Status Quo, disengaged.
Is a boulevard of 10 short blocks.